and we're going to start the lesson on circles. From the center point here of the circle that we use to draw the circle, and the outer point that we use here. What do you think? What did you call that word? That point, that segment from the center point to the outer point of the circle. What is it called? Anyone? It is called a, good job. Yeah. So this point from the center to the outer part of the circle is called a radius. Okay. A radius is basically from the center point of the center of the circle. Let me put that as notes. The radius is from the center of the circle, okay, and to the outer rim of the circle. Okay, so everyone sees that. Then what we're going to do is, if you have to zoom out, no, I can zoom out. Okay, so next, something about a radius, more facts about a radius is there's many radius you can draw here in your diagram. You can draw a radius from this point to the other outer part of the circle, right? And that will be your second radius. How many radius can there be in a circle? There's many, right? Because how many points can you draw in a circle? There's a lot of points you can draw, because if you connect from the center point of the circle to the outer, you can draw many radiuses, right? But you don't have to. You can just assume that there are a lot of radiuses that can be drawn. Okay. So another ways of thinking of a circle is you can technically connect all these points all together and create a circle, right? But from the point, the segment from the point to the outer part of the circle is called a radius. So this is a radius. There's also a radius from. You can draw another radius from here as well. That's your third radius, and you can draw many more, right? I'm going to stop there just so it's not too cluttered. Talking about a radius, if it has the value of like 6 feet, then the other radius will have the same value. Why? Because the measurement is from the center of the circle to the outer part of the circle. If this is 6 feet, then you know that the other radius will also equal to 6 feet. And you know that this is also a radius as well. This radius will have the value of 6 feet as well. Okay. Once again, you can draw many radiuses, but what you can take out of this is you always equal to the same value, which is given from the center point of the circle to the outer. Here it's given at 6, then you know that all the other radius will have the value of 6. Okay. So the second one we're going to be talking about is the, once again, everything revolves around the center of the circle. Okay. Once again, I draw the circle. I just draw it for you so it's easier for me to do the work. There's a point here in the center. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to draw a diameter. What is a diameter? A diameter is drawing a point, one point of the circle that connects to the center of the circle and connects to the other end of the circle. Okay, so we're going to draw that now. Here, once again, one end of this outer part of the circle that will pass through the center of the circle and will connect to the other outer part of the circle. Okay, so this is the outer circle, and the other end, right? Other end points of the outer circle. And you know that this is the center of the circle, right? So I'm not gonna write that down because you can just imagine that's the center already. So this is what we're gonna be calling a diameter. diameter. Something about diameter you should know is that what do you see about when you cover the other part of the diameter? If you measure this point to the other endpoint, you can also say one half of the diameter is the one half of the diameter is called a radius, right? And the other half, so this is a straight line, you can say that it will combine to the other part of the radius. Okay. Let's just say that if the radius was 10 feet, then you know that the other part of the radius will also equal 10 feet. If you know that both radiuses combined into a straight line will be 10 feet each, what would the value of the diameter be? The value of the diameter will equal, just add 10 plus 10, and the diameter will equal to 20 feet, right? Or vice versa, if you have the diameter first, you know that you can get the radius by dividing the diameter by 2, and you can get the value of 10. Since you know that the radius is 10, you know that the other radius will also equal to 10. Combine those two radius into a line will still equal to the value of the whole diameter, which equals to 20. Whoa, am I zoomed in? Sorry, hold on. I'm not zoomed in. Okay. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And we'll just draw here again. What I kind of messed up here is a diameter once again in the bottom is connects through one endpoint, and that passes through the center of the circle and also reaches to the other endpoint of the part of the circle. Okay. So we call a diameter. One endpoint. This is more review of what's a diameter. Okay. And to the other endpoints that passes through the center of the circle. Okay. Next one here is we're going to find out what is the value of pi. What is the value of pi? Right? Sorry, I know that's a really ugly drawing, but what's the value of pi or pi? Can anybody give me the answer for that one? I'll just give you a standard version. It is 3 points. 14, correct? Okay, so let's understand why is it called 3.14, right? So the reason why it's called 3.14 is because it will take about 3 diameters and 0.14 of the diameter to go all around the circle. Okay, so let's try to test out that theory, right? So everything in geometry you're going to be learning about is all about theories, and let's try to always kind of prove it, right? Okay. So I've already prepared like say this diameter, right? So here, this is the first one I'm going to be kind of outlining here. Of course, you know, it's not perfect because it's just string, so it might be kind of off. So just bear with it, right? That is the first diameter. So I just keep tab on that. Oops. And then I have a second one here for the second diameter, right? And I'm going to connect it to the next part of the circle. And Once again, it's not perfect, like I said, but you can just estimate, right? And it will be the second diameter. And the last one is, here's the last diameter. And I'm going to connect it with the rest. Once again, the circle kind of looks off, so just bear with it. And we're going to draw our last piece here. Okay. And when we remove everything, you have the third diameter, right? Here, from this point to this point will be our, maybe I put this, let's draw on blue. That will be our third diameter. Okay. So you have from this point all the way to this point, that will be your first diameter. And if you go from this point all the way to the next point of the circle, that will equal to the second part of the diameter. And from this point to this other endpoint will be connected to the third diameter. What is the value of the remaining? The value of the remaining will be 0.14 of the diameter. Yeah. How that makes sense? I hope it, it's a cool theory.